and continuing chocolate knowledge. So in the first video, we roasted the beans, we peeled them, and inside here I have a jar of them. Some of the beans are still whole, some of them are broken into nibs. So what you need at home is actually just a little spice grinder. This is a Breville. It's perfect because, as you can see, I've still got some cacao nibs in there from my trial earlier, but as you can see, it's quite small and contained, and so the blade has to really work with the cacao nibs. It won't work in your blender. It needs that very close proximity to the blade. Okay, so we're going to pop in here. So this is about 150 grams in the nibs. Okay, now you can also add sugar at this point, but I'm going to make 100% because then I can sweeten it myself later. I'm using most of the power here to actually make my own chocolate, which is pretty incredible. Okay, so you just pop the lid on. Now we're going to make a bit of a noise. So in the villages, what we do is we hand pound it in a big wooden pestle and mortar. We hand pound it, which takes maybe 45 minutes. We can do this in about 5 with the gift of technology and power. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, we're already moving fast. Look at that. We have a level of cocoa powder. And you can store this. So as you can see, it's just like it's not like the powder you're used to that you buy to make your cakes. It's a beautiful powder that's amazing to put into smoothies because it has all the fat still in there. So it carries the goodness into your body with that fat. But we're going to take it further. So you can add this to soups as well, add a nasal flavor, anything tomato based like lasagna or pasta sauces. And I can start hearing the sound change, and then that way I know the cacao butter is releasing. It becomes softer and more liquid in terms of the actual sound that's taking place. So I'm really connected, I'm listening, I'm being with it with all my senses. So cacao can actually talk to me and whisper its magic and tell me some beautiful recipes I could use. So we're getting a finer powder. Again, it's releasing a different level of fragrance, and the powder is actually getting a little bit more moist, and that means the cacao butter is coming out. Okay, and now we have beautiful liquid homemade chocolate straight from the whole cacao bean. We're going to get some of our chocolate out. Look at that, homemade chocolate at its best. So as you can see, it's not quite as liquid as you might be used to. Now, as I said, you could have added sugar in here, so it would have sugar. This is actually completely sugar-free. Okay, and I'm just spreading it out. I want it a little bit thick because I don't want it to melt. You know, it's still summer here in New Zealand, so I don't want it to actually melt. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. And then I've got my mix. You can do whatever you like. If you like peanuts, you can use peanuts or anything at all. Wow. Okay, press them down. As I said, that's why I left it a little bit thick. The raisins are going to sweeten it up. So if you want to make, say, a 80% chocolate at home, what you would do is you would put 80 grams of your beans / nibs in here. So you can either buy the nibs or do like we did in the first video, which was roast the beans, peel them, and create your own nibs and beans, peeled beans. And so you can add them in here. So you'd add 80 grams and then you add 20% of the sweetener. So sugar, for example, and you've got your own 80% chocolate made at home. Now you could also add coconut sugar, but you can't add something like honey in here because it has moisture in it. And like we know, cacao and water do not like each other. Chocolate and water do not like each other. So I've just got an example over here. So this one has set. So it doesn't look nice and shiny, like I said, because it hasn't been tempered, but you don't need it to be tempered. This chocolate is actually really, really robust, so it'll last in the tropics. So in the villages, they can have their own chocolate like this. Isn't that incredible? So they can have it, and so can you. The farmers and the beautiful people of New Zealand can both enjoy chocolate at home made from the whole bean.